that Congress have whistleblowers come forward credible, that we're telling the entire world that there is something other than human life forms. Rush said that those were interdimensional beings. He refused to use extraterrestrial and alien. I think that's important to note. But
Yeah, well, I am a believer in extraterrestrials. I am a believer that the races of man and mankind are only few on this earth. In fact, it is said that we have 13 other races that dwell here with us, but only three could even pass for anything like what you would call human. I am a believer also that our earth, as I say, is going through an ascendancy time, and that's why the mind must expand. Those who want to expand cannot survive because they're living in a narrow area. And what happens is when you narrow your areas, you're narrowing your cells themselves because the cell, I make it, my mind now is racing and running, and I know you asked me one thing, and now I'm kind of being dilettantic, but everybody is taught that two cells come together and you're made. You produce what is called a sperm cell and you produce an ovum. The two unite and you get a zygote. The zygote, they say, attaches to the uterine wall and then everything goes from there. Well, under the Human Genome Project, and I guess I believe what they say, they're saying we have 7 trillion cells. Well, whether we have 9 trillion, 6 trillion, that's a whole lot of cells. But here's the point. If all of those cells generated from that one mating zygote on the uterine wall, that means that every one of these 7 trillion cells are your cells. Now, how many times do we talk to them? How many times did we will them to do what we ask them to do? Or do we get led by ourselves? When we're led by ourselves, we said that the cells are radical and they've taken over us. But if the cells were obeying and understanding, then we would have control of all 7 trillion cells because that becomes our universe. Our universe is within. Our souls are put into the bodies and generate from within. We are not bodies trying to understand souls. We're souls trying to understand embodiment. This is where we go backwards. We are here trying to understand the superphysical or metaphysical because we came from there. We've been taught that we're trying to expand into the spiritual world. We are spirits in a body trying to understand physicality. That's why you have to go to sleep because you run out of energy. The bodies are too messed up, too full of poisons and toxins and genetically modified food and radiation. That's another thing we didn't even get about all this radiation we're exposed to. So we got to go to sleep. We've got to get into higher consciousness using monatomic gold and getting diodes to block the radiation, or else we cannot because these bodies die. They become cancerous. They become full of drugs, and people are under. Most people now are so full of drugs they don't know what to do. And the drugs, of course, are pharmaceutical, and that leads to another thing, because the more melanin you have, the less you can do anything pharmaceutical without dire results.
Amazing day. Harvey.
Look right there.
This is possible because of Harvey. He is a wonderful human being, a good friend, and just a powerhouse. And the fact that he and his team took the time to make this happen for all of you should say something, not about me or about this place, but about you. All right? Everybody, you're here because of you.
There was a fake list.
Yeah.
And I'm on it.
So you were on the island?
I was apparently.
So you were on the island?
I was apparently, I don't know. They said I was on the island. They said, I'm like, I don't go anywhere.
You damn sure don't go anywhere, but you was definitely around these people.
I'm about a bus. Maybe, but it's like, so I'm just going to say, and there's been a lot of stuff recently. I don't know what I've done to anybody, but apparently there are a lot of these kind of sites that are, what do you call them? They're
parody or
they're satire sites.
Oh.
But people don't realize that they can be harmful.
Wish, Mutant, Ninja Turtle, Drado's in the Half Shell, Torah Power. It's going on here. Look at your man emerging from the sewer. Get out of my way.
Yo, this shit is stupid. Why is it so
This is
stupid?
the secret tunnel footage under the Jewish synagogue in New York. Tunnel was used to reach an abandoned women's mikvah for secret unknown rituals. NYPD eventually made 10 arrests. Video showed several men arrested
Hit
with
my
zip
lip.
ties. The destruction inside a sacred space were painful for many believers who rushed to condemn cops' actions. It's still unclear what motivated the creation of the tunnel and why the men reacted so strongly to the arrival of a cement truck to fill the tunnel. Reports said the people behind the tunnel. It's unconfirmed if Israel or who and how many people are involved. But sources tended to agree that Jewish men began the tunnel within last year with secretly intentions.
We building.
The tunnel was just found below a synagogue. The findings are truly disturbing. Police in New York storm a Jewish synagogue in Brooklyn and discover a secret passage leading to a tunnel under the city that allowed members of the Jewish sect, Hasidic, to attend the synagogue during lockdown. The tunnels were allegedly illegally dug around 6 months ago to expand the synagogue. Upon finding of the tunnel, a chaotic riot broke out. Orthodox men, mostly in their teens, tried to stop police from investigating and construction crews from filling in the tunnel. The tunnel contained several layers, many rooms, and even secret crawl spaces and hidden entrances. But what's most horrifying is that mattresses with big stains and high chairs for babies have been found. These findings and the fact that it was an illegal build tunnel makes you think about what happened in this place. More than 10 men have been arrested after the riots. What they are accused of remains to be seen, and what was going on with the tunnel will hopefully be published very soon.
They're heroes in a hot show and they're free.
I think you can talk by some white folks who were taught by some old Egyptians. Because when them cavemen came to Egypt to conquer, we sent them east with our books. That's what China owes us, is our books. Yeah, that's why Chinese are good at math, because they have our mathematical books. I'm just dealing facts.
Did we teach them arithmetic?
We taught them arithmetrics. They call it arithmetic. It's derived from an old Egyptian phrase called master of tricks. 1 + 1 = 2. That's why they can't figure out how we built the pyramids and no other fucking mathematical equation, because they dealing in arithmetrics, not mathematics. Mathematics is pure truth. Arithmetrics is just what it's called. They've been tricked. Because they knew if these motherfucking cavemen lead with these mathematical equations, the world's in trouble. So they taught them arithmetics and sent the math east. With this big high priest named Buddha. Oh, y'all thought Buddha was Chinese? Name one Chinese person that name in and Ching Tang Wang, Ching Tang Long, Name Ching Tang Buddha. Buddha is a nigga from Africa. Do you get it now, bitch? Buddha, you look at the statue, big old wide nigga nose, fat the motherfucker with his hands up. He just wanted to eat something. They brought him more fruits, vegetables, and bags of rice. He gave him a little more knowledge. Now, if you go into the motherfucking Chinese library of all their secrets, you're going to find the Egyptian books of mathematics. Thus, the ability to build the Great Wall of China and all the other motherfucking amazing structures mathematically sound that China has built throughout the years. Oh, and the original Chinese, they as dark as you and I, so you can miss me with that bullshit too. Anything else? 1 + 1 = 3 or 1. Never 2.